Is what it is. It is your girl Cadillac. Yes, I'm Cadillac Dixon. I'm the Draw My Life prison wife. I'm the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice, hoping to see justice before all face to blink. Yes, it's your girl Cadillac. I left out my part because you got to hold your breath for justice. Girl, you ain't finna get justice unless you sit there and just hold your breath for it, cause baby. Anyway, it's coming through today, May the 12th, 2025. Um, Girl, my mind is all over the place. Uh, Steady. Y'all know y'all follow my life journey as well, not just being a prison wife, but because of being a prison wife, it shifts your life out of place. It's not as easy to keep yourself together when you are doing all this prison wife stuff. Plus, the person that would be there helping you is conveniently not there, so they can't physically help you. Um, so it y'all been on this journey with me, just trying to get me up on my feet, and then also trying to free my husband who is wrongfully incarcerated, which, girl, I'm losing that battle daily. As I say, holding my breath. I'm about to stop holding my breath for that one. Um, and then all the crazy stuff that goes along with being a prison wife. But I said, this is just going to be a test run because I really don't know. I've never recorded in this spot. So I do not know if it's recording good, which I hope it is, but can't guarantee. But this is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I decided. I thought about last night. I have been up all night, girl. I'm trying to figure something out. Like it's it's getting tighter and a tighter and tighter squeeze. Like with the inflation and all of that, it's like, huh. And for me, I'm a creative and I'm an artist, and I'm seeing my art career, my creative career, I'm seeing all that kind of go down the drain, and realizing that the way I have been supporting myself off of a regular 9 to 5 job is not even enough support at all to barely survive. So I have been racking my brain on what's the next move then, because this just is not working. But I got to get something before the ship completely sinks. Like it's like my ship is water in the ship. The water coming up. It's past my knees, girl, past my waist. But my ship has not completely sank. So I'm thinking and praying for strategies on how to make some form of income outside of the 9 to 5 rat race, because you know that rat race only pays you enough to stay right there on that rat wheel or hamster wheel, whatever you want to call it, the treadmill. It only pay you enough for that. And when you get too old to run, when you're too tired to run after that cheese that you never achieve, um, what happens if you stop running on a treadmill? That could be, life threatening. People have passed away from that, actually falling off the treadmill. But I said, well, since it is Mental Health Awareness Month, I wanted to break down different things that cause me. I dealt with a lot of depression in my life, but depression stems from different areas. So, not just my artist depression, not just my depression from, let me focus in on the depression that comes along with this prison wife journey. Now, I might touch on the other um, depressions like separately. I guess we'll separate it because your girl be all over the place. I will cram it all in this one video, but you won't watch it. So let me separate it. Okay, So, mental health and prison wives. Being a prison wife is a very emotional roller coaster. What was that? Vivian Green that sung that song, Emotional Roller. Girl, it's a roller coaster. There are ups and then there's downs, and you come down that fast. Like, the whole thing is just way too much. Like, even if some people are prison wives from the beginning before their loved one was incarcerated. Like myself, we had a relationship, we had a child, we were in the process of having a future. I found my person, he found his person, and we were to live happily ever after. But then he was wrongfully arrested 2 months after giving birth to my daughter. So I literally got off of bed rest and then jumped into this mess, right? So that was so emotional. So from the beginning, and I had never heard it compared to being in mourning, which it is actually. It's a like mourning the deletion of a loved one are some of the same feelings you're going to go through with your significant other being incarcerated, wrongfully or rightfully. Wrongfully is really going to aggravate you because if the person did do something and this is their consequences, it's a little easier to swallow that pill. I'm not saying it's better, but it's a little easier. And if I knew my husband did commit the crime he's wrongfully incarcerated for, it would have been a I think it would have been a much lighter burden to bear. Because I would know he's supposed to be in there. That rhymed and it wasn't even trying, girl. So I wouldn't be fighting. There wouldn't be a Project Reach the World. I wouldn't be getting up searching for people to help me break his story. I wouldn't be looking for advocates. I wouldn't be looking for none of that. I would have taken several seats. Even if I stayed with him, I don't have to fight this battle of trying to free him because I know that he did do what he's supposed to be there for, right? So just to know that he's wrongfully there, like it is so hard. It's harder to just sit still. You can't just sit still. Literally, if he was guilty, I could have spent all this time bettering myself. I would not have spent it fighting for him like that, fighting for his freedom and his innocence. If you can understand what I'm trying to say, the battle would have been so much easier. Not that it's an easy battle, but it would have been easier. That part of the weight would have been lifted off. You know how they add weights in segments when you benching? It's not just the one weight. So the one weight, and then let's add the wrongful conviction weight on that. That weight would have been lifted. But either way, when your loved one gets sentenced, convicted, if you're going through that trial process with them, and you're there with that emotional moment when they find your loved one guilty, and the whole time you just wasn't thinking it was going to be that, or the sentence is so massive and is way harsher or longer, or you're like, I'm this young and I'll be that old when we are together again. Like, it's almost like a deletion and you are mourning it. And it does put you into depression and other issues with mental health. Girl, like the whole first decade of my husband being wrongfully incarcerated. Now, I've been with him for 23 years. I am the OG prison wife. I have been a prison wife for the last 23 years, 24 if you're going to add county jail, to a man that is wrongfully incarcerated in the state of Florida. I have been with him from day one, and I have been fighting for him since day one. And that first decade was the darkest. It's like you have to, if you have a life with this person, you have to reroute, replan. If it was a partnership and he was helping, which that's what my husband was doing a lot. He was doing more than I was doing in the relationship. He was the breadwinner. He was paying the daycare. He was doing more than I was. And so for him to be snatched like that, that sent me into, I can't even survive. Like, how am I supposed to survive with me and a child? Like, how my child? Like, she can't even go to daycare anymore because her father's gone, which sent me into working overnight. It sent me into, it sends you into having to work 2 and 3 jobs. It sent me into my hustle mentality, trying to make, you know how people side hustlers? That's what really, really, really made me this crazy side hustler, trying to get money for legal defense so that we can overturn all of this and so that I can take care of myself, our daughter, not be struggling, not be stressing. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? You're watching your child just cry like, I just want my daddy. You don't even know how to console her. It's nothing you can say. I grew up with my father, so I know what that relationship is. So I can't tell her that I understand how it feels to not have my father in my life, because I've had my father in my life. So it is so much emotions. And then you're looking around. I have a video, Prison Wives Comparison is Thief of Joy. It's a human thing to do, though. You're going to look around and you're going to see all your friends. You're going to see your sisters. You're going to see homegirls, cousins, everybody. They all got their significant other. You're the only one alone. You're the only one, and if you're staying with him, so anytime you're like going to family events, you're going to weddings, you're going to funerals, you're doing all this alone. Alone. He's there on the phone or he's on the other side of the email. When I started this, there wasn't no emails and stuff, and phones were way too expensive to even really be a part of the relationship like that. So it was letter writing, and I got carpal tunnel. These hands were going to bed. And it got to the point before I had my carpal tunnel surgery, I couldn't even hardly write him. I couldn't even hardly write, hey, boo. And that's it. Like, literally. So it is very... So it's not only that you're alone, you have to watch. It seems like, it feels like you're watching everybody else have their relationship, live their lives, having more kids, and it feels like you're just there, like the bug on the wall that has to watch everyone else. And it gets dark and it gets lonely. So me, the way I've dealt with a lot of those, that mental health would be depression, anxiety, because you don't know what's going to happen. Anxiety when your husband's in a hole, you don't even know why he's in a hole like that. Like, what the heck happened? You're not getting the right thing. You know you ain't gonna never get the truth from the facility. You don't know what's going on. So it's depression, anxiety, fear. Can I plan for the future? Or, like, how do you know how to plan when you don't know if you're going to be by yourself or if you're going to be with this person? So really, you have to plan the future by yourself, for yourself. I wasn't planning to struggle my whole goddamn life. Like, I literally, and have taken measures to not be in this struggle boat for the rest of my goddamn life. And to even be able to, afford to help him out and to get the legal representation needed to get him home, and then he could take his rightful place. He's the man. He's supposed to be the head of our household. but I'm having to be that position because he's not here in the household. So it's a lot. Sometimes it's anger. You deal with anger. Sometimes you want to gear that anger towards them because you're like, if you weren't in prison, I wouldn't be struggling like this, and our daughter would not be struggling like this. So it's a lot. I made a lot of videos about this situation too, but don't hurt to make another one, girl. But yeah, so a lot of feelings. There is happiness, there is some joy, but it's usually very short lived because it's like when you're going to see your loved one, or when you're excited because you're going to buy your visitation outfit, you're getting your face ready, you're putting your hair, you got all your stuff ready, your new jewelry, your new high heels, whatever you got to look cute because you waiting on that moment for him to comment on it, and or that picture moment when y'all take the perfect picture, and oh my gosh, you can't believe you're actually holding his hand, you're actually feeling his skin. It's not just your imagination, he's right in front of you. And then the time fleets and it's quickly over, and then you're back to um, depression. I call it visitation blues. After I would see Marcello, like towards that first, I was about to say semester, that first decade to the first decade and a half until he moved closer to home, I used to go through something called visitation blues. I literally would only see him like once a month, once every 2 months. So you kind of get used to him not being in your immediate life. You're not really talking all the time. You love him, but y'all write a letter every now and you kind of get used to the dynamics of your relationship like that. But when you see them and all those emotions rise back up, and then quickly visitation's over, last hug, last kiss, and it's over. And you have nothing but, when I started this prison wife journey, it was a Polaroid picture. You had nothing but a Polaroid picture to prove that it even happened, because it sometimes feels like it was just some illusion. And then you're taking that long ride home, you're depressed, you're crying, your child is crying if you're a parent. It's crazy. It is crazy. And then that's when you have to mask those feelings. You have to pretend, because people don't understand. Why are you crying over a prisoner? He did what he did. Like, you know what? People are gonna, when you go looking for consolidation, is that the word? I don't know, girl. Consoling or something. You're looking for it from the other people around you, your family. They don't get it. Your friends, they got their mans. They don't get it either. Girl, find another man. You can't find nobody free, girl. I'll help you. I know this person, know that person, know that person, and he want to talk to you, girl. Like, they don't get it. They don't get it. And then the frustration, because you're trying to explain to him, no, this them. You're trying to explain to them, no, this is my person. Like the one for you, this is my one. And I can't just find a duplicate copy or a fill in the blank or I don't have any of that. Like, this is that person, and that wonderful love has been just taken from me. Like, you don't get it? No, girl, I don't get it, because I would have got the next man. I wouldn't have never waited like you waited, girl. So they're not going to understand. So it's the frustration trying to explain yourself, and then it's to the point where you just, you know what? I'm going to just take my feelings and I'm going to bottle them down inside. I ain't finna share this with nobody. Forget y'all. Y'all don't understand. You try to put stuff online. Oh, I miss my baby. Then here comes some trolls. Oh, you with a criminal? Like someone told me. Oh, now we're so low that we procreate with criminals. And I'm like, you get tired of explaining it. He's not a criminal. He wasn't born in prison. He shouldn't even be in prison. Here's the XYZ and the ABC of why he shouldn't have even got even arrested, let alone convicted. And they don't want to hear it. So you get frustrated. It's a lot of frustration. And I don't know, you just be going through a whirlwind of emotions. And the world doesn't really see it as you're going through nothing. They feel like this is self-inflicted, like you're causing your own pain. So why are you complaining? Why complain? That would have rhymed and I wasn't trying. You're causing your own pain, so girl, why even complain? So it's so many emotions, and that's just the first getting used to this. Like even when I told you the day that my husband was convicted wrongfully, I ran out the courtroom, down the escalator, throwing people off. Get off of me, get off of me. They talking about, can I help you? What can you do? You can't help me. They just took my heart. What you talking about? Help me do what? And I ran out and laid in that street in front of the courthouse and did not get out the street until I seen his public defender public pretender, come out the side of the courtroom. And he said, before I can even get up close to him, y'all know I started a segment, is it because I'm BLK? And crazy, I need to do that story. I walked that's what got me out the street, and I walked towards him, approaching the public defender, and before a word can come out my mouth, he said, do you know why he was convicted? I said, yeah, because he's black. And he said, yeah, honestly, that is the only reason. Now you're going to have to find somebody that's going to fight for his life, which I don't understand why he couldn't fight for his life, like before the fact. He said, you're going to have to appeal. Not knowing that I would never get the money for appeal, but I, in turn, would end up taking on the role as advocate, pursuing somebody who could help legally with this case. And that's a whole stress. Even if you're not, there are advocates that advocate for people that are wrongfully incarcerated, or even if you're not wrongfully incarcerated, if you're incarcerated, but it's still stressful. Like literally, people are still being treated. They're already been judged by the judge, right? The judge, jury, they already judged them. You're not there to add to their punishment. You're only there to see that they are there incarcerated. But you're not they're going through so many different issues that still are not fair to someone that even did do their crime, right? So even those advocates, sometimes it takes a toll on them. They're like, they don't know how to. It takes on you. It takes on you. And I covered, or I watched. I don't know if I covered this one. I may have, because I covered wrongful convictions. And it was a guy fighting for his brother, and it's like he said, you can't be free until that person's free. It's like you can't even enjoy your freedom. It's like being free, which I'm here, levels of freedom. There are levels to freedom. So I have a more amount of freedom than Marcello does. But are we truly free? I'm still bound by the confines of my 9 to 5, my bills, and just trying to survive. So I'm still confined, but I have a higher level of freedom. There's other things incarcerating me. When my soul just wants to be free. but it's not actual bars and gates and barbed wire, um, like Marcello's being confined by. But a part of you can't enjoy your freedom the way you would if your loved one had their freedom too. It's very hard. When you really truly love somebody, you go through the same thing they go through. And well, I don't know, maybe not everybody, but I'm an empath. I'm very highly empathetic. So if you cut your finger, girl, I'ma almost feel that. Like, oh my gosh, you cut your finger, girl. Let me help. Oh, I know how it felt when I cut my finger that one time. Oh, what can I do for you? Like, I feel it. And I don't know why I feel it. I feel people's emotions and the things that they are going through. That's why it hurts me so bad that how people incarcerated, are treated at times. And I don't know. And then to be wrongfully incarcerated makes it even, that's that extra set of weights added on there. Like, gosh, like to have your life just taken. I had a rap. What if it was you? And you were up the road and gone for something you didn't do. And it'd be decades before you get back home. Hey, what if it was you that was taken from your kids? Now they life you missing. Your lucky stars, you better thank them that you ain't in this wicked system. Because Lord knows that it could have been, yeah, it could have been you. Any of us could be wrongfully incarcerated. That's just the God honest truth. But it wasn't me, it was my husband. But it still affected me. It still put me, because anybody in prison, their whole family goes to prison with them. Their kids go with them. Their parents go with them. Their siblings go with them. Their significant other goes with them. They go to prison with them. And the guy's brother was like, I can't be free till my brother's free. So not only is breaking this wrongful conviction for him, it's for me. And that's what I am desperately seeking out of my wrongful conviction. I have vicariously been wrongfully incarcerated with my husband. Girl, do you think if my husband was never wrongfully, I would have been all painting. I probably would have been the most famous painter you ever would have known, because all my time would have went into art. But the moment this happened, all that art transferred to art for justice. We got to have a meaning. We got to get him home. But what type of art would I have been doing if it wasn't for this? So it's a lot of emotions. And most of them you're trying to bottle up. Bottled up emotions is almost like when you take a soda. Girl, hold on. Did I have where my little drink at? Oh, it's way over there. I was going to shake it up. And then I was about to open it and show just how it explodes. Because that's how it is when you keep stuffing down emotions. Because nobody understands you. Because nobody wants to hear it anyway. That's why, for me, Prison Wives, even though nobody watches my channel like that, even sometimes just recording these videos and then listening to it back to myself becomes therapeutic to me, releasing some of that emotion. Me also dealing with different mental health. I love to walk. I love nature. I love connecting. I love to stretch my little neck out. Girl, my neck be tight because, we get stressed. Stress, put your shoulders up to your neck like that. And you're like, why your shoulders all up like that? It's because you're stressed out, girl. You get your head hurting and stuff. So Prison Wives, just get out there. Take you a nice little walk. It don't have to be with the kids. It could be. But if the kids kind of stress you out, girl, you're going to have to leave them at home sometimes. Like, you can take them to the park for a moment, but then you're going to have to you got to find a moment for yourself. Because on this prison wife journey, you will lose yourself if you don't make the appropriate make and take the appropriate time for you, because it is so easy to lose yourself being a prison wife. So that as well, self neglect. Girl, you'll neglect your health. You'll neglect your aesthetic, like how you used to get your nails done. You'll stop doing that. You'll because you're trying to put some money on his little books and stuff. So now you ain't getting your nails done. Your hair ain't getting done because you ain't going to visit him like that. You only what was that Beyonce song? Ain't no point in something because he ain't here to see me in it. Some song. Oh, ain't nothing out there for me. I already been out in the streets. I ain't seen nothing. Something like that. But she was basically saying, ain't no point in buying no dress. He ain't here to see it, girl. Like, so that can accumulate and end up you not doing the things you used to do for yourself because your focus is over there on this situation, this escalated in difficulty relationship. It's not as easy as a relationship on the street, but that doesn't mean it's not worth it. So yeah, it's a lot of emotions. Girl, maybe I'm finna lap it up, listen to this back. I might have some more emotions that I had to deal with on this prison wife journey. But it is so many. It's too many to anger is gonna be one when they messing with your man and they doing this and doing that. It's so many different things. All right, guys. Thank you for listening to your girl rhyme with your girl Cadillac. All right, hiss your girl Cadillac.